What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Mike J Podcast. This is T Word, the People's Champ. Thanks for tapping in. Today, we're going to be talking about Coach Prime, aka Deion Sanders, and his continued saga at Colorado University and his journey to reestablish Colorado football as a national power, at least to some degree. Before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We do appreciate your feedback. All right, so Deion Sanders, formerly the head coach of Jackson State University, has moved up to the Power 5 level, and now he's the head coach at Colorado University, a post he took over in December, immediately following his Celebration Bowl appearance with the Jackson State Tigers. Along with him, he brought some transfer players, including both his sons and the number one recruit of the previous recruiting class, Travis Hunter, who plays wide receiver and cornerback. This was considered a big move for him as he was able to establish himself as a coach who's made his bones in the collegiate ranks and deserved an opportunity to get a try at one of the big name schools. He's going from a HBCU to PWI, aka predominantly white institution, and there's been a lot of news surrounding that. However, the biggest news has actually been about the overhaul he's done to the roster. Now, if you think back to about around December, there's a video that circulated where he had his first team meeting, and he basically let the 1-11 Buffaloes that were in the room know that he was going to be bringing players with him, aka his luggage, and he said it was Louis, meaning it was high quality players who he felt like were going to fit the mold of what he wanted to do. So they need to really work hard to keep their positions at the school. Some had some concerns about him saying this simply because when you think about roster overhauls, you feel like coaches, they give all the players their chance and it takes a couple of years to turn a roster over. However, Deion decided he wanted to do it immediately. Let's flash back to his first spring, because there wasn't a fall season of 2020. He had a spring season of 2021 for Jackson State, and he played with some players that were kind of left over from the previous regime, and they ended up 4-3. They did okay, so you could see that the coaching bones were there, but the biggest issue was that he just didn't have his guys, and that's a big thing. You don't have guys that are fit to what you want to do, and they also aren't brought into your program necessarily, and you don't always get the results that you want. Come fall, he brought in all his recruits. His sons were eligible to play, and this team goes from 4-3 to basically one loss in the regular season, and then they lost the Celebration Bowl. Fast forward to 2022, he repeats that success, except he goes undefeated in the regular season and then culminates in a loss in the Celebration Bowl again. So this kind of shows you he was able to flip things over really quick and get that team back in the spotlight. 2 back-to-back conference championships for the SWAC. So most of us expected that something like this would happen at Colorado, and lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. I'm going to throw a graphic up on the screen just to show exactly what was going on. And this is what happened. So Colorado has lost 71 players since the beginning of the 2022 season. So that was August. So that means that 19 players were already gone before he even arrived. Now, as it says on the screen, since arriving to begin his tenure as coach of the Buffaloes in early December, 52 scholarship players have entered the transfer portal, with 43 bolting since the conclusion of the spring game last month. This article is from May 5th. This snippet is from an article on May 5th. So that means it was in April when the game was played. Well over 80% of Colorado's roster is officially moving on, and Sanders recently explained the moves. Now, in response to that, it is to be noted that Sanders has replaced at least 42 of those players with transfer players from the portal. His son is included in that number, as well as a host of others. So he's turned his roster over pretty quickly. And let's keep it real. The Pac-12 is not the most, I guess you could say, tough conference. And you can believe that he's probably going to make noise right away. Some people have issues with the way that he let players know that they were going to be pushed out of the door. I don't see anything wrong with that. If you're an NFL coach coming in, you're going to let players know, hey, some of y'all ain't going to be here. So just for the record, be prepared to be looking for other opportunities, right? So In my opinion, he did what was necessary. He gave them fair warning that I'm probably not retaining most of you, and you should know why. You had a poor season, and we're not going to stand for what we saw on film from you guys. There's been some questions about him releasing film of players and all that stuff. And once you came in under my scheme, that film is kind of mine, and I'm not obligated to give it to you. You should have got it before you announced that you were gone. Something I addressed in the previous video. Now, the other element, this becomes like an issue of abrasiveness where other coaches and other people have issues with Coach Prime and his brashness. And I don't find issue with that at all. This guy has established himself as a braggadocious person who gets results. As a player, he talked that trash. He talked the talk and walked the walk. Now, as a coach, he's talking the talk and walking the walk. So to me, he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. He's got the swagger, as you can see by the image on the screen. This dude come in with the cowboy hat and the swagged out vest with Prime on it. It don't say coach. This tells you he's coming in. He says, when you look good, you play good. When you play good, they pay good. So he's trying to get his players paid, and he's made that very clear, getting them NIL deals, and he can get even better deals when you have the visibility of a Colorado university. So understand why he's keeping his name in the news cycle, and he's making sure that his players come in are able to perform at the level that warrants the spotlight that's going to come with him being there. That's the whole point. If I'm going to talk that trash and get the lights on me, I got to make sure that I'm backing it up. And he can't go out there and take a snap. He's got to let his players do it for him. So I think that the formula is there. He's got the sauce to win. And I believe in Coach Prime, and I'm going to say it until he proves me wrong. So this has been Coach T for the Mic Check Podcast. Would love to get your thoughts on this particular topic. Is Coach Prime doing the right thing? And do you believe that the Colorado Buffaloes rebuild is going to happen within a year like I do? Or are you expecting a long-term process that might extend his entire contract? Until next time, I'm out of here. Peace.